Robin Williams was a human storm, a force of improvisation, warmth, and barely contained chaos. From Good Will Hunting to Dead Poets Society to Mrs. Doubtfire, he made laughter feel like oxygen. His final on-screen performance was in the 2014 film Boulevard, a quiet drama about a man discovering himself late in life, a role that felt like a mirror. He passed away on August 11, 2014, at the age of 63. His wife shared that his last words to her were, "Good night, my love." Philip Seymour Hoffman didn't steal scenes, he rebuilt them from the inside. As Truman Capote in Capote, he became someone else so completely you forgot he was acting. His final role was Plutarch Heavensbee in The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2, filmed before his death but released posthumously. He passed away on February 2, 2014, at the age of 46. His last journal entry, discovered after his death, read, "I am too old to be scared." Heath Ledger was only getting started. As the Joker in The Dark Knight, he created a performance so complete it felt dangerous, and won a posthumous Oscar for it. His final role, completed before his death, was Tony in The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. He passed away on January 22, 2008, at the age of 28. His father shared that his last words, spoken in a phone call, were, "I'll call you back in the morning." Paul Walker was more than a franchise. As Brian O'Connor in the Fast and Furious series, he brought heart to horsepower, a surfer's ease that grounded every explosion. His final completed performance was in Furious 7, where the film's closing tribute to his character became one of cinema's most emotional goodbyes. He passed away in a car accident on November 30, 2013, at the age of 40. His last text to his daughter, "I love you, see you in 5 minutes." Carrie Fisher was royalty in more ways than one. As Princess Leia, she defined strength for generations. But her real legacy was her writing, raw, hilarious, unflinching. Her final performance was as Leia in Star Wars, The Last Jedi, 2017, filmed before her death. She passed away on December 27, 2016, at the age of 60. Her last journal entry, written hours before, "I am no longer afraid." Alan Rickman could do more with a pause than most actors could do with a monologue. As Severus Snape in the Harry Potter films, he built a performance across 8 movies that made a single word, always, devastating. His final role was in Eye in the Sky, 2015, a military thriller that let him deploy that signature stillness one last time. He passed away from cancer on January 14, 2016, at the age of 69. His last words to his wife, "Close your eyes. I'll be fine." David Bowie was never just a musician. As Jareth in Labyrinth, he created a villain so magnetic that generations of children grew up confused about their feelings. His final performance was in the music video for Lazarus, filmed while he was dying, every frame a deliberate farewell. He passed away from liver cancer on January 10, 2016, at the age of 69. The video's closing image, Bowie retreating into a wardrobe, a final stage exit. Leonard Nimoy spent 50 years being Spock, and made peace with it. From the original Star Trek series to his final appearance in Star Trek Into Darkness, 2013, he gave logic a soul. His last on-screen role was a cameo in the Star Trek reboot, a passing of the torch to Zachary Quinto. He passed away from COPD on February 27, 2015, at the age of 83. His final tweet, posted days before, "A life is like a garden. Perfect moments can be had, but not preserved, except in memory." Lauren Bacall was 19 years old when she taught Humphrey Bogart how to whistle. She spent the next 7 decades proving she was more than a voice, though that voice alone would have been enough. Her final film role was in The Forger, 2014, a small drama that let her deploy that signature dry wit one last time. She passed away on August 12, 2014, at the age of 89. Her last words to her family: "I'm ready. I've had a wonderful life." Eli Wallach was the ultimate character actor, a chameleon who could be charming, terrifying, or both in the same breath. As Tuco in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, he created one of cinema's most unforgettable villains. His final role was in The Holiday, 2006, a romantic comedy where he played an aging screenwriter with warmth and regret. He passed away on June 24, 2014, at the age of 98. His last words to his daughter: "I got to play them all." Laurence Olivier was Shakespeare on screen. From Hamlet to Richard III to Henry V, he didn't just perform the bard, he redefined how cinema could capture him. His final role was a cameo in War Requiem, 1989, Derek Jarman's experimental film, a whisper from a man who had once roared. He passed away on July 11, 1989, at the age of 82. His last words, spoken to his nurse: "This isn't Hamlet, is it?" Richard Attenborough was two careers in one body, the actor who survived The Great Escape and the director who built Gandhi. As John Hammond in Jurassic Park, he gave the world a grandfatherly dreamer whose ambition outran his wisdom. His final acting role was in Miracle on 34th Street, 1994, a remake that let him play Santa Claus with twinkling sincerity. He passed away on August 24, 2014, at the age of 90. His last words to his family: "I've had the most extraordinary life." Peter O'Toole burned through 8 lives on screen. As T.E. Laurence in Lawrence of Arabia, he created a performance so luminous it seemed to consume him. He was nominated for 8 Oscars and never won, a running joke he embraced with Irish fatalism. His final role was in For Greater Glory, 2012, a historical drama that let him deploy that wrecked grandeur one last time. He passed away on December 14, 2013, at the age of 81. His last words: "It's been a great journey. Not the arrival that matters." Richard Burton had a voice that could make a phone book sound like poetry. From Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf to Beckett to The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, he played men who drank too much, loved too hard, and knew too much. His final film was 1984, a television adaptation where his O'Brien was exhausted, cruel, and heartbreaking. He passed away on August 5, 1984, at the age of 58. His last diary entry: "I have played so many parts. I wonder which one was me." Richard Harris was a force of nature in a tweed jacket. As Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter films, he brought twinkling mischief to a role that could have been purely functional. Before that, he had been a poet, a hellraiser, and the singer of MacArthur Park. His final role was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002, filmed while he was already ill. He passed away on October 25, 2002, at the age of 72. His last words to his sons: "It was all worth it. Every moment." Peter Sellers was a man without a center, and that was his genius. As Inspector Clouseau, as Dr. Strangelove, as Chance the Gardener in Being There, he disappeared so completely into his roles that interviewers often found him empty when the camera stopped. His final role was in the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, 1980, a film he also directed, a chaotic swan song from a chaotic life. He passed away on July 24, 1980, at the age of 54. His last words to his son: "I wasn't really funny. I was just trying to be liked." John Candy was a hug in human form. From planes, trains and automobiles to Uncle Buck to Cool Runnings, he played men who were oversized in body and heart. His final role was in Wagons East, 1994, filmed in Mexico while his health was already failing. He passed away from a heart attack on March 4, 1994, at the age of 43. His last words to his co-stars, at dinner the night before, "I just want to make people happy. That's all I've ever wanted." Chris Farley was a human demolition derby, a man who threw his body at comedy with suicidal commitment. From Saturday Night Live to Tommy Boy to Black Sheep, he created characters who were desperate, chaotic, and weirdly lovable. His final completed role was voicing Shrek, yes, the original Shrek, before Mike Myers replaced him. The footage was never released. He passed away on December 18, 1997, at the age of 33. His last words to his brother, "Please don't leave me." River Phoenix was the promise of a generation, a young actor of such sensitivity and intelligence that he seemed to belong to a better Hollywood. From Stand By Me to Running on Empty to My Own Private Idaho, he played outsiders with a fragility that felt dangerous to watch. His final completed role was in The Thing Called Love, 1993, a country music romance filmed while he was already unraveling. He passed away on October 31, 1993, at the age of 23. His last words to a friend, outside the Viper Room, "I don't feel so good." Brandon Lee spent his short career escaping his father's shadow, and was succeeding. As Eric Draven in The Crow, he created a gothic romantic hero for the 1990s, all leather and poetry and vengeful grace. His final scene was being filmed when a prop gun malfunctioned. He passed away on March 31, 1993, at the age of 28. His last words on set, joking with the crew, "I'll see you all tomorrow." Anthony Perkins spent his life running from Norman Bates. From Psycho to its 3 sequels, which he directed, he kept returning to the character that defined him, as if trying to exorcise something. His final role was in Psycho 4, The Beginning, 1990, a television film where he played Bates one last time, now older, sadder, almost sympathetic. He passed away from AIDS-related pneumonia on September 12, 1992, at the age of 60. His last words to his wife, "I hope they remember something else." Rock Hudson was the definition of 1950s Hollywood masculinity, tall, handsome, seemingly effortless. From giant to pillow talk to Macmillan and wife, he built a career on charm that hid a life of secrecy. His final role was a cameo in the television series Dynasty, 1985, filmed while he was visibly ill, the first time many Americans saw the face of AIDS. He passed away on October 2, 1985, at the age of 59. His last words to his publicist, "Tell them I wasn't afraid." Freddie Prinze was 22 years old and the hottest comedian in America. As Chico Rodriguez in Chico and the Man, he brought street-smart energy to a sitcom that made him a household name. But the pressure of being the first Latino superstar, a label he never asked for, crushed him. His final episode of Chico and the Man aired in January 1977. He passed away on January 29, 1977, at the age of 22. His last words, in a phone call to his mother, "I can't do this anymore, Ma." John Belushi was a comedic atom bomb, a man who seemed to generate chaos by simply entering a room. From Saturday Night Live to Animal House to the Blues Brothers, he played men who destroyed everything around them and made you love them for it. His final film was Neighbors, 1981, a dark comedy that felt like a warning nobody heeded. He passed away on March 5, 1982, at the age of 33. His last words to his friend Robert De Niro, days before, "I'm fine. I'm just tired." Phil Hartman was the ultimate utility player, a man who could anchor a sketch, voice a cartoon, or steal a scene with a raised eyebrow. From Saturday Night Live to News Radio to The Simpsons as Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz, he was everywhere and somehow invisible. His final episode of News Radio aired in 1998. He passed away on May 28, 1998, at the age of 49. His last words to a friend, at dinner the night before, I think things are finally turning around. Bernie Mac didn't tell jokes, he told truths at high volume. From the original Kings of Comedy to the Bernie Mac Show to Ocean's 11, he played men who said what everyone was thinking and made it hilarious. His final film role was in Soul Men, 2008, a comedy about aging musicians that now feels unbearably poignant. He passed away from complications of pneumonia on August 9, 2008, at the age of 50. His last words to his daughter, "I'm going to be all right. Don't worry about me." George Carlin was a philosopher disguised as a comedian, or maybe the other way around. From Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to Dogma to 7 decades of stand-up, he played the angry truth-teller in a country that didn't want to hear it. His final HBO special, It's Bad For Ya, aired in 2008, a 70-year-old man still furious, still funny, still refusing to soften. He passed away on June 22, 2008, at the age of 71. His last words to his manager, "I'm going to miss you all." Patrick Swayze was a dancer who became an action star who became a romantic lead, and somehow convinced you he was all three at once. From Dirty Dancing to Ghost to Point Break, he played men who moved with a physical grace that made every genre feel like a love story. His final role was in the television series The Beast, 2009, filmed while he was battling pancreatic cancer, every scene a testament to will. He passed away on September 14, 2009, at the age of 57. His last words to his wife, "I love you. I'll see you soon." Michael Clarke Duncan was a gentle giant in a body built for intimidation. As John Coffey in The Green Mile, he created a performance of such tender vulnerability that it made the film's supernatural elements feel almost unnecessary. His final completed role was in The Challenger, 2012, a boxing drama that let him play strength with a new kind of fragility. He passed away from complications of a heart attack on September 3, 2012, at the age of 54. His last words to his fiancée, "I'm going to be okay. I promise." James Gandolfini didn't play Tony Soprano, he became him. For 6 seasons, he made a violent, depressed, compulsive man into someone you rooted for, mourned for, couldn't look away from. His final film role was in The Drop, 2014, a quiet crime drama where he played a Brooklyn bar owner with the same coiled danger that defined his best work. He passed away from a heart attack on June 19, 2013, at the age of 51. His last words to his son, at dinner in Rome, "Let's not order dessert. I want to walk." Harold Ramis was the architect of modern comedy. As a writer, he built Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, Caddyshack, and National Lampoon's Vacation. As an actor, he was Egon Spengler, deadpan, brilliant, the straight man in a world of chaos. His final film role was a cameo in Year One, 2009, a comedy he directed, One Last Wink from Behind the Camera. He passed away from complications of autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis on February 24, 2014, at the age of 69. His last words to his wife, "I got to make people laugh for 40 years. What more could anyone want?" Richard Pryor turned pain into prophecy. From Silver Streak to Stir Crazy to his concert films, he was the first comedian to make audiences laugh at the things that should make them cry: race, addiction, self-destruction. His final film role was in Lost Highway, 1997, David Lynch's surreal noir, where he played a garage owner with a quiet dignity that felt like a farewell. He passed away from a heart attack on December 10, 2005, at the age of 65. His last words to his daughter, "I did it my way. No regrets." Andy Griffith was America's grandfather. As Sheriff Andy Taylor in The Andy Griffith Show, he created a vision of small-town decency that still feels like a lost country. As Ben Matlock in Matlock, he proved he could play sharp well into his 60s. His final role was in the 2009 film Play the Game, a romantic comedy that let him deploy that familiar warmth one last time. He passed away from a heart attack on July 3, 2012, at the age of 86. His last words to his friends: "I reckon I've done about all I can do." Don Rickles was an insult comic who somehow made cruelty feel like affection. From the Copa Room to The Tonight Show to the Toy Story franchise as Mr. Potato Head, he spent 60 years roasting everyone in reach, and making them beg for more. His final voice role was in Toy Story 4, 2019, released posthumously using archival recordings. He passed away on April 6, 2017, at the age of 90. His last words to Bob Newhart, his closest friend: "Thanks for being there, pal. You were the only one who could take it." Jack Palance was a face carved from granite. As Curly in City Slickers, he won an Oscar at 73 and did one-armed push-ups on stage to prove he still had it. Before that, he had spent 40 years playing villains: Shane, Sudden Fear, The Professionals, men who seem to have been born mean. His final role was in Treasure Island, 1999, a television adaptation where he played Long John Silver with the same gravel-voiced menace that had defined his entire career. He passed away on November 10, 2006, at the age of 87. His last words to his children: "I never played a villain." Val Kilmer spent his career transforming into Jim Morrison, into Doc Holliday, into Batman, into Iceman. But his most profound transformation came off-screen, a battle with throat cancer that took his voice but not his spirit. His final performance was in Top Gun: Maverick in 2022, where he reprised Iceman alongside Tom Cruise. He passed away from pneumonia on April 1, 2025, at the age of 65. His memoir's closing line: "I have behaved badly, but I have also loved deeply." Robert Duvall didn't just play characters, he inhabited them. Tom Hagen in The Godfather. Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. Augustus McCrae in Lonesome Dove. Each performance felt discovered, not performed. His final role was in The Pale Blue Eye in 2023, a Netflix gothic thriller where he held the screen with the same coiled stillness. He passed away on February 15, 2026, at the age of 95. In his last interview, he said simply, "I tried to tell the truth." James Van Der Beek was the face of a generation. As Dawson Leary in Dawson's Creek, he turned teenage angst into a cultural phenomenon. His later work in The Rules of Attraction and Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 proved he had range beyond the creek. His final role was in the 2024 series Sidelined. He passed away from cancer on February 11, 2026, at the age of 48. His last words to his family: "Thank you for everything. I'm at peace." Catherine O'Hara was comedy royalty. As Delia Dietz in Beetlejuice, as Kate McAllister in Home Alone, as Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek, she played women who were impossible, ridiculous, and somehow deeply human. Her final role was in the 2024 film The Last of the Unplucked. She passed away after a brief illness on January 30, 2026, at the age of 71. Her last words to her children: "Keep making them laugh. It's the only thing that matters." Brigitte Bardot was the face of French cinema in the 1950s and 60s. As Juliette Hardy in And God Created Woman, she became a global symbol of sensuality and rebellion. She walked away from acting in 1973 and spent her later years as an animal rights activist. Her final film was the edifying and joyous story of Cole Lynott in 1973. She passed away on December 28, 2025, at the age of 91. Her last words, shared by her foundation: "Protect the animals. They have no voice but ours." Chuck Norris was a martial arts legend who became a pop culture phenomenon. As Sergeant Cordell Walker in Walker, Texas Ranger, he brought stoic justice to prime time for 8 seasons. Before that, he had faced Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon and led the Missing in Action franchise. His final film role was in The Expendables 2 in 2012. He passed away on March 19, 2026, at the age of 86. His last words to his family: "I've fought the good fight. Now it's your turn." Eric Dane was the doctor everyone wanted. As Dr. Mark Sloan McSteamy in Grey's Anatomy, he brought smoldering confidence to a show that already had plenty. His later work in The Last Ship and Euphoria proved he could carry a series. His final role was in the 2024 season of Euphoria. He passed away from complications of ALS on February 19, 2026, at the age of 53. His last words to his wife: "You made every day worth waking up for." Nicholas Brendon was the everyman in a world of supernatural chaos. As Xander Harris in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he brought humor, heart, and a kind of brave cowardice that made him the show's emotional anchor. His later work in Kitchen Confidential showed he could carry comedy on his own. His final role was in a 2024 independent film. He passed away from natural causes on March 20, 2026, at the age of 54. His last words to his sister: "Tell them I tried to be good." Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, hit the subscribe button to receive more like it in the future.